Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we are doing something that I have been kind of putting off, to be honest with you, and that's moving some animals around. Pigs in particular, we're not going to be moving them today. I'm going to have to move them soon, but I'm going to have to be in there with them and dealing with moving them around and kind of getting them out of the way so I can move other animals by. This has been one of my biggest struggles on the farm with all these different breeds of livestock, trying to find places for animals. I've said this many times. This is my biggest challenge, is finding places to put animals that has shelters, different pastures, different kinds of animals. Certain animals do better with other animals. The needs are different. I need to rotate pastures, all those kinds of things. And so this is a top priority here for me to fix. It's just an expensive fix and it's going to take a lot of time, and so I haven't been able to do it. So let me show you what we have here with our animals and what we need to do today and what the ultimate real solution is for me going forward. So to keep it simple, I have 2 horses in the front pasture. I'll have an update on them soon, but they're out there and it's not a very big pasture, and so they have grass in there that they've grazed, but mainly they trample it all down. That pasture needs to recover. They need to get out of there. And then in between them and the big pasture, I've got this little pasture here. So this is where the pigs normally are. I keep them in here. There's a water supply back there, a little creek for them, and they do just fine in here. And this is a smaller area where I can put a couple pigs and just raise them out. But I also want this to recover. I want grass to grow back in here so they have a good food supply. And then right here, I have this little gate that goes out to our big pasture. And this is right now where Maple the cow and Adam our buck goat is. And this is a big pasture. There's lots of green grass out here. There's a water supply, fresh water. There's a little pond in here. And there's just a lot of grass and there's cover for the animals and all kinds of stuff. So this is where I need to get the horses out to let the front pasture recover. And then if you follow me around here, all the way over to the barn, in the back there, that's where the barn is, in the barnyard. Now this barn and the pasture or barnyard connected to it, they're not connected in any way to the main pastures here. And so whenever I have to move animals around, it's a really big struggle. I don't have any fenced in way of moving a pig, say, from this pasture to the barn to give birth or other things like that. And it's hard for me to, say, move an animal from this big pasture through the pig pen out into the front pasture. And what I really need is a chase that runs all along here that animals can go through and get into, each individual pasture. But it's gonna be a lot of fencing and gates and other things, and that's gonna be a big project. So the goal today is this. Now, last time I was in this pig pasture right here, that is right about where George, the boar we had last year, attacked me and gutted my leg and just about killed me. So I want to be really careful. Of course, I'm not going to repeat that situation. There was other factors there, other boars around and fighting and all kinds of other stuff. But right now we do have a younger boar in here, and then we have Virginia, who is pregnant. I'll be separating them soon, but right now I want to get them locked in that pen. And so I'm going to feed them. I'm going to lock them in there with a piece of hog panel, screw it in to the actual shelter. I'm going to open up the gates here, and then open up the gate down there, and then we're gonna let the horses wander through here and make it into the big pasture. There's gonna be some challenges because as soon as I open these gates, the goat and the cow, they're gonna wanna go this way. The horses are gonna wanna go this way. They've never really met each other, the cow and the horses, so we'll see how that all goes. There might be a little bit of some problems there. But eventually they're gonna get through, and I'll try to feed them all out here with some grain and get them all through there so I can lock them in that pasture, then let the pigs back out, and then let that pasture up front recover with no animals in it for about a month, and then we'll rotate some more animals around. So you can see the challenges. So I don't want to repeat past mistakes. I do have to get in with pigs. I mean, that's just part of, we have these animals. I have to be able to get in with them at times. And so the boar is relaxed. He's, there's no factors I don't think that are going to cause any trouble. And so we're going to, do this as safely as possible, moving these animals around and getting in with this boar. And usually feed is the way to the animals, well, pig anyway, that's the way to their heart. So we'll use that to bribe them out of the way. And then I also have some protection lined up. The SSL family mom will be standing by ready to shoot me or the boar, whichever one comes first. Get you out of your misery. If it's real bad, just shoot me. All right. I guess I need to actually like. That'll take him a while. All right, we'll let the horses through next. I know, you guys ready? Come on. Oh my gosh. All these duck eggs. Come on, guys. Enjoy. Enjoy the good life. I'm not sure about the cow. Hopefully there's no kicking or anything. All right, you locked and loaded? Yep. You didn't have to fire a single shot. Get the electric fence hooked back up here. One of the smartest things I ever did was put a smart outlet on the electric fence. So if I'm out here, I need to jump in the pasture, something's going on with the fencing, I need to check it out. No matter where I am, I could be at the back end of the property, and instead of having to walk all the way back and turn the electric fence off, I can hit it on my phone and it turns the fence off. Then I can get in, do what I need to do, fix the fencing or whatever, and then hit it on my phone again and turn it back on. So it's that's been a huge lifesaver for me. There's been times I've been at the back of the property, notice a problem, I got to either call somebody up here or walk all the way back up here, or drive all the way back up here, turn it off, go back. It's a pain. So smart outlets on your fencing. So now we can kind of close this pasture up. So we'll get the water upside down here. Collect up the food dishes. Let's check out our drainage here. This has been turned into a duck pond pretty much. The ducks, they love it out here. We have lost a couple though to predators. I figured the electric fence would stop, but I think raccoons can just probably climb right up the outside of that and over. They probably get shocked sometimes, but still need to finish the trenching through here to make this water level in this little pond should be a couple inches lower, but pigs love it. They got water almost all year. About another month it'll be dried up, but these guys. So let's go check out the shelter. I painted this last year and fixed it up a little bit. I got to put some new paneling on. I still have some. I had to put a couple patches in here, and I'd like to make that look a little nicer, but put some trim on the front of it and stained it all up. So, but this needs a load of wood chips for sure. We'll put a good 6 inches of wood chips in this, and I really won't clean the manure out. I'll spread this manure out, and then I'll just put a 6-inch layer of wood chips on top of that, and it'll all kind of compost in here just fine. I want to build this up anyway, so there's a lot of good growth out here. All that manure, the horses seem to use that corner a lot. It looks like I need to fix up a hay manger here too. But all this manure that's broken down, this stuff will be, it's like pouring grass seed out here. I mean, this is filled with all the hay seed, and so this will sprout right up as soon as the animals aren't walking on it all the time. I had this all set up so I could real easily feed or water the horses here. So this new hydrant runs all the way up from the barn. I ran this last year. What a huge improvement that was to have this thing hooked up out here. You can't have too many sources of water out here, that's for sure. This spigot is actually up by our garage and by our garden. The garden's behind you here, around that back side of the garage. So this is the spigot that we're going to be using to water the garden and wash cars. You know, anytime we need water out here in the front of the house, this is the spigot we use. And it's already been super handy to have this out here, not just for the animals, but for everything. So you can never have too many of these yard hydrants. They're awesome. So you can see this pasture it's got trash in it. When they built the garage, they just dumped a bunch of trash in here, and the pigs have been uncovering it for years. But you can see all the little weeds and grass and stuff starting in here. This pasture is ready to just blow up as far as growth goes, but the pigs and the ducks will keep it down. So the trick with pastures rotation that I found anyway is if you just let them get a good head start. So if they have maybe 2 or 3 weeks in the springtime or early summer when you got good rain, and you just kind of let them grow. And then if you don't overwhelm them with too many animals, you know, if I just put one goat or a couple pigs out on a pasture that has 6 to 8 inches of grass, they won't really wreck it. It'll be enough for them to eat every day, and they won't mow it down to the ground and to the dirt. So being able to rotate these guys though is a huge thing for me, and so I've got a lot of work to do in that regard. So one of my plans was, I've got that gate down there, that's the horse pasture we were just out in. I'm thinking from that post on the back side of that gate, if I just ran a T-post all the way along here, maybe up to the shelter corner right here, and I plan on redoing this shelter because the animals have wrecked it, and then put a full gate in right here, and I've been thinking about cutting this tree down. That would give me a chase, so I could go right, animals could walk from that pasture right through to this pasture, and then I could just put another gate that led into the pig pen here. That might be one way to go. That wouldn't require too much. It would require a gate, but I think I already have one. Get this trough cleaned out. Maple. Come here. Come here. We'll let them get settled down and I'll get back out here. Hay fields are getting close. Just about knee high everywhere we go here, so next good week of dry weather we get, we'll probably be cutting hay. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, but you know, this is one of the disadvantages of taking over a homestead that's already been kind of put together. Pastures were here, barn was here, nothing was connected together. There was a lot of things that were kind of done in ways, you know, just the way I do stuff now sometimes when I'm in a hurry. You know, you just have what you have and you use it and you put things together to make it work, to get the animals out there. You got to get them on pasture, you got to move people around, you got to do that stuff. So it's the disadvantage of kind of moving into somebody else's project and trying to complete it. I don't know what the vision was, I don't know what the plan was, and so I'm trying to make things work for us, and we have a much different operation than I'm sure the people that planned this out, you know, that lived here before us. So if I could start all over and start with a clean slate with what I know now about barns and pastures and animals and what we want to do and kind of all that stuff, and I had just a lump of money to just build it all new or put it all together, I mean, of course, that's a good wish, right? But it would be nice to be able to have the barn set up where there's, you know, 4 or 5 different pastures that are all connected to it through a chase, and so you can let animals in and out, and you can rotate the animals really easily. More fencing. I'd love to have the hay fields as part of a pasture rotation, so I can put animals on it for a couple years, and then put hay in it for a couple years, and all that stuff. And so, you know, there's a never-ending project list and wish list of things to do to make things run smoother here and more sustainable. That's the goal. So that's what we're trying to do every year. This year, I hope to tackle that project and get that set up. I hope to do some more shelter work here and get some more shelters built for animals, to repair some of the pallet ones that I threw together with some free materials, and maybe upgrade those a little bit. And so lots of work to do with animal stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy these kinds of videos. We didn't have to shoot any pigs today. I'm not in the hospital. It's a good day. So I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. It's such a relief to have these animals moved around. I kind of was putting it off because I'm a little nervous after last year, but it's okay. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video. Well, not 2 thumbs up, because you'll undo your first one. And of course, subscribe if this is your first time to the SSL Family Dad channel. Love to have you tag along. Lots of farming, gardening, DIY things, building stuff, fixing stuff, breaking stuff, and anything else you could expect out here on the farm. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.